everyone. Thanks for joining. Thank you for attending this session of the Digital Container Summit. I am joined by our speaker, Yuko Kamae, VP of Product Management at Flexport. She's going to discuss with us in this session about leveraging data and technology in the supply chain for real-time decision-making. A little bit about Yuko at first is that she's got nearly 20 years of product management and development experience, and has led teams at very popular companies like Rakuten, Etsy, and Yahoo. She's been an integral part to Flexport's recent product releases, especially around developing features for specific users with global trade. So the floor is yours, Yuko.
Thank you, Alexa. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Happy to be here today. My name is Yuko, and I came to Flexport around a year ago after having spent time leading technology organizations at e-commerce companies like Rakuten and Etsy. I realized that there's a lot of potential to apply similar solutions and technologies to a broader supply chain and global shipping. That's why I came here to help make global trade easy. But what does it mean? How can we use data and technology to make global trade easier for everyone involved? Well, I don't have to tell you this. You're on the front lines of this process every day. But global trade is an extremely difficult process many businesses have to manage. It takes multiple stakeholders and requires cross-company collaboration. And in the past few years, it's gotten even harder. Consumers expect more from technology companies as two-day delivery becomes the new norm. There's also diversification of supply base. Importers used to have one supplier, one manufacturer, ship on one trade lane, and distribute to brick and mortar retailers from one distribution center. And that's no longer the case. As a result, we're facing incredibly complex supply chains, from a slow supply chain with several lanes to a high velocity supply chain with many lanes. Flexport believes that we can make this process easier with technology. We deliver on this belief by servicing almost 10,000 customers on our Flexport platform. Boston Consulting Group shares this sentiment. In a report published last year, they said, enhanced visibility into supply chain performance can reduce costs by up to 20%. Digital technologies will dramatically improve the customer experience and operational efficiencies. So technology can drive costs down while improving user experience. And we're seeing that client sentiment is also shifting to further favor platform-based solutions and operations. Since we released Flexport Platform 2.0 last year, we continue to improve our technologies to help our customers with better efficiency and visibility. And the numbers here speak for themselves. We have seen 21% growth in monthly active users on Flexport Platform since March 2020. We've also seen shipper documentation take 60% less time on platform than it takes through email. It shows it's not only that more people are going online, but it's actually making their operations more efficient. And as a result, our Net Promoter Score has improved to 62 as of July this year, our highest to date. So what is Flexport Platform and what does it enable? Collaboration, visibility, and easy integration are key ingredients for digital services for global trade. We have almost 10,000 customers and suppliers on the platform, And our technology allows them to communicate and collaborate with each other real time. Visibility is a top priority for supply chain leaders. Clients are looking for a solution that provides them with holistic shipment visibility across their entire supply chain to better coordinate fulfillment across all shipments. We also value easy integration. Our mission is make global trade easy for everyone, and this is only possible through easy and flexible integration with customers, suppliers, carriers, and various types of parties involving global trade. And in the following slides, I'd like to share one of many examples for each of the themes. Flexport's tech vision is to empower other businesses to create trillions in value. And we do this by building a platform to connect all the entities in global trade and standardize how they collaborate across the network. Here's one example for how we use the technology to make collaboration easier. We saw the problem of inefficient and varying forms of communication between customers, suppliers, and Flexport operations: Google Doc, Excel sheet, email, and a phone. So we decided to build Slack-like chat functionality within the Flexport platform. How do we build it? We integrated chat to our system for customers and operations team so that there's a single place in a form where all the communication happens, is stored and tracked. You no longer have to open another window to email a Flexport operation team or forward a message to your supplier to share the same information. Visibility, it's a top priority for our users. Customers seeking shipment updates must go through multiple sources to find approximate truth. Updates are often non-existent, incomplete, or stale. Our upmarket clients also tell us they lack visibility into their supply chain. They frequently work with multiple freight forwarders, and many of them provide limited visibility into shipment fulfillment. So how do we solve it? We acquired Croc Systems last summer, which already has a holistic and real-time track and trace. We're enhancing the experience through integration with more carriers, ports, and terminals across modes and trade lanes into Flexport platform. This way, you can track all your container data in one place with high accuracy. We also want to make sure our platform is designed in a way that it's fast and easy to be able to integrate and connect your systems. Integration should be self-service and so easy that you won't have to go through our operations team or technical support to set one up. The example I want to share here is carbon calculator. Calculating carbon emissions from logistics, which can account for 30 to 50% of carbon footprint, is time-consuming and expensive. So we decided to build Carbon Calculator API, which allows any users, Flexport customers or not, to calculate their shipping-based carbon emissions on the Flexport platform. And once emissions are known, customers can choose to work directly with us, Flexport, to find ways to mitigate their environmental impact. We're also proud to announce that the API has been certified by GLEC, the Global Logistics Emission Council, last month. Those are just one of many examples where our technology is helping users save time and cost and be more efficient. So I'd like to end the presentation with one case study. American Metalcraft is one of our clients and were onboarded to our platform a few years ago. They were always waiting a few days for updates on shipments from the freight forwarder that they had been working with over a decade. And that made it difficult for them to manage in-transit inventory and measure its total product cost. When they were onboarded to our platform, their buying team found the greater transparency into their in-transit inventory they're looking for. And that also enabled them to make quicker and smarter decisions. For example, with Flexport, their buyers are notified of delays the moment they happen. It allowed them to immediately focus their attention on resolving the issue and notifying teams downstream. The added visibility and real-time notifications also allow their finance team to pull timely financial data to assess the financial health of their supply chain. This all sounds great, but did it actually work? Again, I'll let the numbers speak for themselves. Almost 5.2 million units have been shipped with us so far, and we have seen 10% fewer annual inventory stockouts experienced during the first year. And that's how we are leveraging data and technology in the supply chain and building a platform to enable a seamless web of global commerce. With that, I'd like to invite Alexa back and open up for questions.
All right. We did have a question come in to the chat. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Peter is asking, I think it's going back to one of your first slides, since March, 21% growth in monthly active client users. Could this be connected to COVID?
I think this is, I mean, definitely we were able to actually turn pandemic to the opportunity to attract more users. But I would say it's not a recent trend that we started to see. It has been a consistent increase since our release of the platform 2.0 last September, I think September last year. So yes, I mean, definitely, I mean, we were able to take an advantage of it. We definitely, shifted our strategy and priority when we started to see the world is changing. But having said that, I think the core capability and the platform that we actually have been building to serve the customer needs, it really hasn't changed. And I would say, this is just a continuous trend that we started to see since the launch of the new platform.
All right, so I mean, we're talking about, let's continue with the COVID topic. We're talking about leveraging data for real-time decision-making. So in a volatile time like this, how beneficial has this platform been? Has it been a key factor in success for you?
Yes, I think, the one of the key value and the value proposition of our product and how we are building the platform is really providing the visibility, predictability, and when things doesn't go as we expected, there's a way for user to be notified and take an immediate action on it to mitigate the risk. So with that principle, I think COVID was actually, it was unfortunate, but a good example how our technology were able to help our customers really react to the changing world and changing like demand and supply. So we provide some flexibility in terms of the service offerings, right? We cover the ocean, we cover air, we cover trucking, and based on what we've started to see through the data, we actually work with the clients, strategize how they could diversify their supply chain, how they could, prioritize certain trade lanes, certain modes over the others, how we can actually help them reduce the cost of the global supply chain while meeting the SLA and all the, the commitment they might have made to their downstream retailers and customers. So I think to answer your question, yes, data and having that insight. And I would also say just our culture as a company to be very solution-oriented, very agile, definitely help us react to this change quickly and really help the customers be part of that change and stay agile together.
Okay, great. We do have another question which has appeared on the chat from Lisa. Are you currently or considering collaborating with IoT telematics vendors for real-time tracking and remote management of shipping containers?
Yes, I don't think, we have a immediate timeline and the roadmap for that yet, but in general, I can definitely speak for our longer term strategy that, we're really building essentially the ecosystem, the global trade, and we want to be the standard technology for the global trade. So there's really no limit of, as long as, the third parties or vendors like providing the useful data for us and our customers to be able to move the shipment more efficiently. There's really no limit for us to make any sort of explore other type of partnership and collaboration and integration. So yes, we'll definitely consider that. Nothing really immediate on our quarter roadmap, for example, but that's very much will align with our strategy.
Okay. Lisa has another question as well. How are you dealing with data ownership?
So I assume that's more around, the privacy, who owns the data, what data we use. If with that assumption, I think, one thing I love about Flexport is we have the technology experts and we have the industry experts, including the compliance and regulatory experts. So they are probably the best people to answer that. But what I can tell you is we definitely take the data and its ownership very, very seriously. Of course, we only use the data that's essential and critical for us and the customers to be able to manage the shipment end to end. And then all the data is really, based on like our privacy policy and terms and conditions. So before we onboard anybody to our platform, we definitely have like very thorough steps for customers, and we walk them through with what that means to be a part of the platform, what data we'll be using, what data we wouldn't be using. So we have a very thorough process. We have, a very experienced compliance and legal team that product team work very closely with. So that kind of summarizes it. And for more details, I will probably need to talk to compliance team. At a high level, we definitely use the data that's only been agreed with the users, and then also based on the privacy policy and terms and conditions.
Right. Makes sense, of course. And we also get this reoccurring question. Everybody wants to revert back to Excel sheets. Everybody wants to know, do we really need to invest in programs, or can we analyze data in Excel sheets?
Yes, you can actually do a lot in Excel sheets. And in fact, we even offer to pull data in from existing Excel sheets for offerings like our carbon calculator. So if that's what the customer prefers, that's the format that they prefer to use, then we definitely support that, and we have multiple options to support that. And they do work, but I think one of the key and one thing that we truly believe by digitizing those data and make it more managed through the platform is definitely the efficiency, right? We wouldn't be able to manage everything in one place if we have like 10 different spreadsheets, and we have we have to send one spreadsheet with the attachment to some supplier and then something else to the Flexport operations. So there's definitely the benefit of efficiency and reduction of the cost of the operations. But the other important aspect of it is the accuracy and the freshness of the data, right? Every time you manage one spreadsheet and have to sync another spreadsheet and communicate with another party who owns the other spreadsheet, we lose time, we lose the freshness of the data, and it's no longer real time. We might also damage the accuracy of that. As more human involvement happens, there's a risk of losing the accuracy, or maybe lowering the accuracy of the data. So I would say, yes, you can do a lot in an Excel sheet, but in order to really taking advantage of the platform and then have the highest accuracy with the lowest operation cost, we truly believe that platform and digitizing the data as much as possible is really the way to go. And, again, we definitely leave some option to continue to manage certain parts through Excel sheet and email for the users who prefers to do so. But I think, with a platform and technology, they do the work for you instead of making you do the work to get and gather and normalize the data.
Right. We have another question that was coming through the networking chat. How does technology drive down costs? I think this is stemming from one of the first parts of your presentation, and it's been also a big topic throughout the day. Data. So, how does data simply drive down costs?
Yeah, so I mean, the couple things. The first thing is, as it's stated here, the 60% reduction in the time that required to complete the shipper documentation, right? That's purely the labor cost. And then the second piece that I would again highlight is the accuracy of the data. I think, as more human involvement, it's kind of the relay thing, right? As more people involved, as more interpretation that's added to the communication, more time zone gets added, more language barriers added, there's a higher probability of that data not being as exactly the same, just coming out to the other end of the pipeline. And the technology really brings all the parties together, brings all the formats together, and then really creates the single place where everybody will see the same data in same format, real time. And that really dramatically reduces the, or improve the accuracy of the data, which also would prevent any kind of miscommunication, which could also lead to more, troubleshooting and clarification and more communication, back and forth. So I would say that's probably, and then, down the road, that could actually cause to more of the downstream impact. Maybe, certain, the in-transit inventory and shipment, maybe there's something unexpected happened, but it didn't really go as expected. And on the downstream, the retailers are waiting for a certain shipment to arrive, right? And they're already, planning based on the assumption. If that notification doesn't get through all the way to the downstream, there's more impact. There's more impact in your sales numbers. There's more impact on your, top line. So I think those are probably, it's hard to quantify, in just one number, like the 60% number, but I think those are the implication of, where the cost saving discussion and cost saving opportunity by bringing more technology into the supply chain.
Okay, right. Okay, one more question. You had mentioned the product roadmap. You hadn't quite you just mentioned it, right? And so I was wondering if you wanted to give us a little sneak peek at what is on the product roadmap from Flexport. What can we expect next?
Of course, yes. So I would actually go back to this So those are really the three key themes as a product. So the collaboration, yes, we launched a chat feature on the platform, but we're actually making it more robust and real time. And even the way that the users can receive the notification and who can receive the notification, we're making it more configurable so that sometimes it becomes a noise if it's not really something that you can take an action on, right? So that way we can configure and really cater the experience based on who needs to receive this notification first versus who needs to receive the notification just as an optional or as an information. So definitely around the collaboration, but also just in general, we're making the experience more personalized based on your persona. If you're, CFO of the company versus a supply chain manager, the type of the information that you will want to see would be different. And I can also share that a little bit, that that's how we would also revise the reporting dashboard and analytics type of the feature as well. Based on who you are, what you want to see, we would allow you to configure. We'll actually pre-configure the setting, but you can also revise the setting in a way that how you want to see and what information that is really important matters for you. So collaboration and personalization, I think that's definitely one big theme for us going forward. Visibility continues to be the top priority for our product as well. So visibility, we have Crocs as a foundation, but we're definitely investing in enhancing that visibility piece to be more comprehensive, meaning that across more trade lanes, more modes, higher accuracy, truly real time. So visibility, stays to be another top priority. And for the easy integration, I think we're really developing more APIs for any type of users to be able to integrate their systems to ours, right? And it really doesn't have to be end-to-end, like a full scope of the freight forwarding, but carbon calculator, even if you don't ship with us, even if you're not our customer, we would like you to be able to take advantage of what we built. So even those pointed solutions, we'll be building more APIs and more pointed solutions available for any type of users involved in the global trade, whether you ship with us or not.
Okay, brilliant. All right, so with that, I would like to close the session. Thank you so much, Yuko, for your time and for the insight, and really looking forward to the next offerings of Flexport. And so, yeah, enjoy the rest of the summit.
Thank you so much. Thank you for our opportunity.
Thank you. All right, everyone, the next session is beginning in 1 moment. So you can go ahead and get to the next stream, and we'll see you there.